Good evening, troops. Invisible Ray here. Tonight we will be continuing with the Paul McCartney and Wings theme with a review of his 1976 album Wings at the Speed of Sound. Now you may be asking yourself, why am I dressed like an explorer tonight? Well, let me tell you, I'm desperately trying to discover a good track on this LP. I found two. Those of you in the know will already have guessed what they are, and you don't have to be Stephen Hawking to work that out. Well, the album was at the time incredibly successful. I mean, it got to number 2 in Britain and stayed at number 1 in America for ages. This was mainly due to the Wings Over America tour he had just finished, where he'd performed some Beatle hits, and this is just what the fans had wanted. Well, sadly, this album is a 2-horse race. It's got 11 tracks, and only 6 of them are sung by McCartney. The other 5 by band members, including the diabolical Cook of the House by Linda. Anyway, the production of the album is tip-top. However, wipe away the gloss, and you're left with a crap bunch of songs bar the 2 hits. It was a big mistake to give so much space to band members and their forgettable songs. So, let's face it, at the end of the day, you don't get Wings fans, you get ex-Beatle fans, and democracy shouldn't apply to this group. All of you remember how fucked off we were with Double Fantasy and Yoko Ono's screaming racket ruining the man's swan song. Anyway, let's talk about Wings the group for a minute. Apart from the Führer, the other band members were always a collection of faceless session musicians, from Henry McCulloch to Lawrence Juba, and from Joe English to Denny Lane, with the talentless addition of Linda faking keyboard on stage. I mean, if you saw any of these guys walking around Tesco Express, you wouldn't give them a second glance, would you? And subconsciously, Macca wants it that way. His Zeppelin-sized ego would have never have allowed for an equal personality in his band. Hence the troubled history. The fact that Denny Lane stayed the distance speaks volume about his lack of balls, which is ever present in his tepid music that he was writing. And in a way, he deserved to be dropped as fast as Mary Millington's knickers when McCartney had no further use for him. He forgot McCartney is God, his wife, his family, and all the other members were expendable. And the chief whip fell the hardest because he lacked the bollocks to walk away. Anyway, my personal history of being a Macca fan started the following year with Mull of Kintyre, which was a massive hit in 1977, and later on, the first album I got was the London Town in '78. But I was aware of his songs from a few years earlier, like I knew Sea Moon, and we had Silly Love Songs, and these were both on one of those. On those Top of the Pops albums where they used to do fake singers back in the 70s, which my parents used to buy because they couldn't tell the difference between a real singer or a real song and a fake song, which was always a bit embarrassing when they was picking me up from school and all the school kids were laughing. But I mean, I haven't got the patience or love for this album to dwell on any of the songs except the Macca tracks, so let's get this thing over and done with.
Someone knocking at the door, the bell. Do me a favor, open the door.
Someone knocking at the door, somebody's ringing the bell. Do me a favor, open the door. Tell them to go fuck themselves. Let them in. Only Macca could get away with a song like this. It's brilliant. And its secret, its simplicity. This is where his strength lies. It's witty without trying to be funny, and it's not at all pretentious. It's got a warm, positive message about welcoming friends and family, and it's a timeless classic. It's got a broad appeal, and it's the kind of track which gets our man new fans and puts the older ones in a happy place. Excellent start. 10 out of 10. Well done, Mr. McCartney.
Taking me by surprise, she's my baby. Like gravy down to the last drop.
She's my baby. Soak it up like gravy and mop it up in a piece of bread and shove it down my throat and toss off over Linda's tits. Oh, it's a classic. Nah, I'm joking. It's a pile of shit. Nothing out of 10. Beware my love. Oh, now he wants to rock on this track. I know he wants to rock, but it's not working. I don't like it. I think I don't know. I don't even want to think about it. It's a piece of piss. It's crap. Anyone that disagrees with me, stamped address envelope, Invisible Ray, just south of Talbot Street. Okay. Nothing out of 10. Nothing. Alright, I'll give it a 1. I don't want to be that cruel.
You think that people would have had enough of silly love songs? But I look around me and
Some people wanna fill the world with silly love songs. And what's wrong with that? I'd like to know. Oh, wicked silly love songs. It's the work of a genius. It works on every level. A massive hit on both sides of the pond. While it's as much hated as it's loved, I guarantee you always end up singing it if it's playing in Asda or a shopping mall, you know, the Arndale. I mean, it's not known if Macca was being tongue-in-cheek when he wrote it or he was playing it straight. But it doesn't matter. He totally gets away with it. It's an excellent song, and it's one of Macca's greatest achievements, without a doubt. It's as much loved by a 6-year-old brownie as it is by a 90-year-old pensioner. I mean, this was Macca's finest hour. And if his name is still remembered in 50 years, this is the song people will be singing. 10 out of 10. What else can I say? Cook of the fucking house. I can't say nothing. I'm speechless with this fucker. I am. I mean, check out someone else's review about it because it annoys me so much. I can't talk about it. But I'll tell you a little story. There's this unmarried mother, you know, Jeremy Kyle type woman, lives around the corner in Talbot Street. She used to sing "Who Let the Dogs Out?" Ooh, hoo, very loudly with her special needs son on a karaoke machine. Anyway, things got so bad, and the public outcry in the area, it got so loud that the council ended up giving the dopey bitch an ASBO and confiscating the wretched fucking equipment. But I'd rather listen to that mong singing in a loop or on a loop than ever hear this fucking song again. It should be buried in the centre of the earth. Guess what? 0 out of 10. Oh, and by the way, I said I wasn't going to talk about the other band members, but I mean, like I said, Linda's family, and this needs to be talked about because it is especially bad, so it needs to be singled out.
You've got a lot, and from what you've got, I'd say you're doing well, dear.
San Ferrian, that kind of sounds like something that's just come out recently, but it's a bit pointless. I can only give it a 2, I suppose. That's being nice. It's forgettable, instantly forgettable. Sorry, I've forgotten it.
A love so warm and beautiful stands when
Love so warm and beautiful. He's taking the piss. Taking the piss. This song is disgusting. I mean, I've heard it twice in my life. I never ever want to hear it again. Like silly love songs, you wonder if he's being serious or taking the piss out of himself. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that he's playing it straight, which makes it all the more horrific. I mean, words fail me. It's McCartney's most vomit-inducing track, to my knowledge. I mean, he did this when John was alive. What was he thinking? I thought he got held slightly back from going completely doolally when John was alive, but this proves that it wasn't the case. I mean, it's only lacking a chorus of elves sitting on a giant mushroom. I mean, anyone who likes this song, if there is anyone out there who does, and I think there is, because a bloke called Paul Dalloway, who I used to work with, said that he had it played at his wedding. Although he wouldn't admit the track, but he did say a track from Wings at the Speed of Sound, so I'm pretty damn fucking sure it was this one. Anyway, anyone who likes this song should be hung, drawn, quartered, broken on the wheel, and their remains buried at the crossroads, so that their godforsaken spirits can't irritate civilized society ever again. I'm going to give this the lowest score I've ever given, and probably ever will give, to a track by McCartney, or probably any of the ex-Beatles. -5 out of 10. What a way to finish the album, for fuck's sake. And the album itself, on that dreadful note, I can only give it 2. I never thought I'd say that, but I've listened to the album today just to catch up and make a fresh judgment, and to my knowledge it's gone down. I always saw it as kind of an important album in Wings' career, but it's just shit. It's no better than, in fact, I give Wildlife 2, didn't I? I give it 2, but I'm going to give this 1, and that's just for the 2 great hits. But they're not saving it, because I mean, I can listen to Wings' Greatest if I want to hear those 2 songs. apart from that, I don't need this album. It's fucking shit. See you next time, folks.